Hello and welcome to Hanovi Global Network. I am your host, John Hanovi. In this life, when a man is facing legal troubles, especially those that are seen to be politically motivated and lack any sound judgment, remember this: don't pile on, especially if you have glass windows. Don't throw stones. That is the old saying that he who has glass windows should never ever throw stones. Now, with all the challenges that Trump was facing, a washed up comedian who is barely funny by the name of Jon Stewart decided to pile on. He went above and beyond to prove to us who was saying that the alleged crimes are victimless. The banks were paid, they were happy. Nobody was upset doing business with Trump. They handsomely made money and they were paid on time. But Jon Stewart went above and beyond to explain to us that no, wait, this is not a victimless crime. People were actually hurt. And then what do you know? In this era of access with ease to information, internet sleuths started doing some digging. And guess what they found out? That the very thing that Jon Stewart was accusing Donald Trump of, or he is alleged to have done, is exactly what Jon Stewart did with his personal penthouse. Now, I know that, and many of you should, and I have done it myself when I wanted to check out the price and history of a property. Now, New York City has ACRIS, ACRIS. And through ACRIS, you can find out everything about every property in New York. It's public information. Now you know. So after some digging, as I said, and they looked into Jon Stewart property sale, guess what? He inflated it by 829%. So he sold that property to some guy called Parag Pandey, a financier. And he sold it for almost $18 million. An actual market value of that property was just around $2 million, like 1.8 something. So this is the extent to which he inflated the value of that property and sold it to this man. Of course, the man might have had some money, but he shafted this man when he sold that property to him. Now, there is a victim. And what ends up happening is that this man sold, I guess he must have realized, oh my God, I got shafted. I can't hold on to this. Turns around and he sells it for a loss of almost $3 million. That is what happened. So there is a victim. Now, obviously, I understand what is going on. Jon Stewart is a washed-up comedian. As I said, he's not funny at all. So he sees an opportunity to sort of revive his career, get a few laughs, get back on board. He's probably a little low on money now. The almost $18 million that he got for selling his Tribeca duplex has probably ran out. So guess what? He's broke. He's probably looking for a little bit of dough. So he uses the opportunity with what is going on with Trump to try to give his career a little boost. But what is interesting, in the attempt to do that, he basically embarrassed himself, and the jokes ended up being on him. So Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank immediately came to Trump's defense because he understood the political fallout for pursuing a former president on trumped-up charges. He also understood the implications, be it detrimental, for the New York business community. So he was upset and he went in. You would think that Jon Stewart who is a property owner himself, would have known better. And it testifies to the fact that how these people are intellectually dunce. Because everybody knows, and this happens across the globe, when the state assesses your tax owed on a property, they never assess that tax based on the actual value of the property. If that was the case, nobody would ever be able to hold on to their property. You'll be done. You'll be finished. Nobody would own a home. This is something you can check. You can actually go to New York City Taxation and Finance, and you will see that the taxes that you pay on your property is never based on the market value of your property. It's based on what the taxation department assesses, which is much lower than the actual value of the property or the market value of the property. If they were to charge you based on the market value of the property, you're done. You would never be able to pay. But again, these people don't care about truth. They know that they're dealing with a sensational population, and they know that the base does not take the time to appeal to reason and logic, but it's a bunch of emotional people. So guess what? A lot of this, they will let slide, and they wouldn't even understand. They won't take the time to figure out what's going on. Because as I tell you before, when these people speak and they appeal to their base, it's never based on logic and reason. It's based on emotion. So it is clear they need to leave this man alone. Because look at the history. Everyone who goes up against this man has a very bad fate. Just look at everyone that has gone up against him. They lose. And things end up not going very well for them. Leave this man alone. You guys are going to destroy yourselves. Your hatred and bitterness and anger against this man has become self-destructive. When all was said and done, in a serious twist, John Stroud ended up becoming the brunt of his own jokes. The jokes weren't him. Just like Biden for calling, broke dawn. And all the desperate, twisted, hypocritical media had a very big letdown. They had a monumental letdown when everything turned around and worked out in Donald Trump's favor.
It's difficult for his opponents to stay focused when they spend all that time staring at that ass. Come on.
Oh, the deviance of these people. This guy's making jokes, fantasizing about looking at someone's ass, a man's ass. Are you kidding me? Now you see what I'm talking about when I say that he's absolutely not funny. And here it starts. The setup for the joke ended up being on John Stewart. He starts off where he talks about all his legal trouble. And MSM is salivating at the prospects of Trump's legal trouble. But wait till the end. You see how it turns around.
I'm actually talking about today's big Trump legal development.
The clock is ticking for former President Donald Trump. He'll need to post a nearly $500 million bond in order to satisfy his New York civil fraud case judgment. Otherwise, the state could begin seizing properties to pay for it.
And here it is. The cornball has to turn around and make jokes about himself. Ooh, how embarrassing.
Moments ago, the former president got a financial lifeline from a New York appeals court.
I mean, unless he's about to come and do a shit ton of money, I don't see how he does that.
The recent merger of Truth Social could net the former president some $3 billion.
Motherfucker!
The New York Post broke the story of what Jon Stewart was doing. So the message is clear. When you have skeletons in your closet, and when you have glass windows, don't throw stones. So when I tell you, and I keep saying it over and over, that we are dealing with some of the most dangerous people on the planet, some of the most cunning and deceitful people on the planet, remember, that is not an understatement. USA, baby, USA.